Hello, everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of the Abomination Vaults. That's right, Pathfinder's 2nd edition legacy system that we are trying to use in the new core revised system, or at least for the players. That means I'm running old school stale monsters. Now, Pathfinder Paizo has brought out a monster core, which covers most of Bestiary 1, but they say that Bestiary 2, 3, 4, 5 are still valid, and that all the legacy books for Lost Omens are still valid. I know that they've reprinted or updated Guns and Gears. There's a brand new book, Howl the Wild, which we've got thanks to our patrons. And. Now, that's not an excuse to ignore your current situation. Because going to the battle board, when last we left our heroes, we had tried diplomacy with a lightsaber, diplomatic spear chucking, smiling and searching through somebody's private things, and then rushing into the room and taking a swing. The undead do not like to be disturbed. And there's a chance for diplomacy, but it might be gone. And taking some nasty damage and rethinking how we went about this, you guys had retreated, but only to the other side of a wall, only to the other side of a room. So in a 15 by 15 room is some sort of pissed off spirit, possibly a librarian, alchemist, or some woman, through a door, a 15-foot wide hallway. We have the party stacked along the wall and straight out across the hall in a T. And at the top of round 4, it is the turn, sorry, not the top of round 4, because Dubsy and Kenra went. At the Incorporeal Spirit's turn, you guys waited with bated breath of what's going to happen. What do you guys, actually, because it's such a tense moment, let's go around the room. Corey, what do you think's going to happen? What do you think she's going to do?
Oh, I'd say probably with our luck, she's likely going to attack us some more. I know that we're hoping that she will talk to us because she's virtually indestructible, or appears that way so far.
No. Troy. We went from a rookie player to a more experienced player. What do you think? What do you think her next move is?
I'm thinking we've trapped her in the room. I'm thinking she's not going to follow us out there. She would have left that room otherwise if she had a reason to. I think.
So you think she might have? I
think we close the door and we're okay as long as we don't go back in there. Kind of like the shadow one that we saw that kind of didn't follow us to other rooms, kind of went back and stayed where she was.
Yeah. Now she had a good run of a floor. Right? Now the door was locked. I don't know if no one's ever gone in it, or they somehow made peace, and now, there was a delicate balance that we've upset. Spiegler, Kraga, what do you think? Being the instigator of, it was a solid tactic, right? Nice. You swoop in there and overwhelm the foe. I mean, that tactic has worked very well for us for like the last 6 combats, but what do you think is going to happen?
I think she's going to phase through the wall like ghosts tend to do.
Yeah, just come at you? Like you personally? Or it's a status?
Good chance.
Okay. Matt. What does Tassie think? What does Matt think?
Yeah, I'm pretty much on par with Spiegler. I think she's going to just come through the wall and start taking swipes at us. But I will say, looking at the overview of this hallway, we do have a perfect opportunity for our very own Scooby-Doo montage.
Loser through the doors. Okay. All right. Drew, what does our rogue think?
Probably reach through the door and uses Tassie's heart like a stress ball. Or maybe that's just pleasant thinking.
What do you guys know about the incorporeal plane? Anything?
Really hard to get bookings on that one. Although when if you're going to like Australia or Asia, that's the one to take because you just go straight through, right?
Don't check any luggage, right? The stuff just falls off the plane somehow.
Oh, okay. Yeah. couple of religious characters made recall knowledge, and we were spitting out stuff about what you knew about a ghost or a spirit or whatever. The reason they're see-through, transparent, and corporeal is because they only quasi-exist here on the prime material plane. They mostly exist on a completely astral other plane of existence. So if they're mostly there and not quite here, that would explain why magical items can reach them but don't really do a lot of damage. Why, for some reason, force and ghost touch weapons rigged, for some reason, exist in both and can smack them around. But they don't see what you see. To her, all around, right, there are no walls. There's just faded, constructs around her that she can see through. You know what I mean? To her, she's solid, and the table is see-through. The walls are see-through. You guys are see-through. So from her perspective, she's looking right through a wall at you guys, in a corner. It's like she has X-ray vision, because on her perspective, she's not real. And because of this, it got me thinking about tactics. Because of this, she should be able to do something, but can she do something through a wall? I don't think so, because whatever affects you guys has to happen on this plane. So can she reach through a wall and attack you and strike you and clutch your heart? Yes. Can she, if she screams or does something weirdly ghostly, tries to possess you, whatever? I don't think so. I think the wall will block it because you guys are physically here, the wall's physically here. So with that in mind, on her turn, and rereading her script and dialogue of, her frame of crazy mind and what she's willing to do and not do, you guys are on the nose about some things and others. A corporeal spirit, again, still really leaning into this recall knowledge because of how dangerous this foe is has a special restriction quality right in the character called sight bound. Like our cleric said, they are stuck to an area or a thing. A typical ghost can stray only a short distance from where it was killed or the place it haunts. Its typical limit is feet. Some ghosts are instead bound to a room, a building, an item, or a creature that was special to it rather than a location. So that means a 50-50 chance. If this dungeon is mine to haunt, because I worked here and lived here, and the whole dungeon, I got 120 feet from my body, and you guys are in trouble. If this room is special to me, then maybe you guys are not in so much trouble. A head. Actually, you know what? She moves as an action. I can't open the door. And again, one might argue that to touch you is to going into you. So for a little flavor and maybe one last, farewell, if Troy's right, or I'm just setting you guys up for a whole bunch of pain, a head comes through the door. She opens her mouth wide and not only sort of screams, but a cloud of poisonous breath exhales in a 15-foot cone of toxicity. And I need a fortitude save from Tassie, Cognule, and Kenro, because the 15-foot cone in this game template is 5 feet forward and then it spreads out, which means tight on my flanks, Kraga and Dubsy should be okay.
Natural 20 for 20.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
I got a 12 for 20.
What'd you get, Cognule?
I dropped mine in the tower. Do you want to use it? Do you want me another one?
No. I think your nat 20 that you dropped in the tower right before Kenro is legit.
Oh,
Dude, you got
perfect.
a nat 20 for 29. Kenro got a nat 20 for 27.
Nice. I'll take it.
Tassie gets a 20 by result of adding numbers together. 1, 2, 3. All right. DC is 22. Tassie fails. Takes poison gas right in the face. 5d6. The rest of you guys, half damage as you know. I don't know. Hey, Spiegler, you remember in Age of Ashes you met those Gripply in the woods? And you asked them if they had any weed around the campfire, and they're like, "Oh, my best, man." You think Dubsy would be chasing this cloud, hoping for...
Most likely. I would believe it. I wouldn't put it
Drew, would
past
you like to take half damage for flavor to try and get it? No? I don't think he's going for it. I don't think I can go with the player into leading into the cloud for whatever reason.
That's probably not white smoke, so
Yeah, okay.
probably
There you
not.
go. Don't recognize that. All right. So I'm going to drop me... Actually, you know what? I can just do this. Ba-boom. 14 points for Tassie and 7 for the other two. If you guys wouldn't mind sticking that on your characters yourselves.
Well, you hit Kraga with it, so you might want to fix that.
Oh, he's fine. I must have had Kraga still targeted from the last time.
You said
Sorry,
7?
Kraga. Yes. There you go. All fixed now. Sorry, Kraga. I guess I gotta watch who I'm targeting. She moves forward, sticks her face at you guys, and billows out with the scream. Leave! Big cloud of poison, and pulls her head back and remains in her square. And next, we have Kraga. What do you do?
I don't know. I would...
You ran there all excited. Then at the end, you ran away rethinking your life and your tactics. You really didn't like the new sensation of having someone reach into your chest and, as Andrew put it, use your heart like a stress ball. I like that, dude. That was really good. He makes squeaky noises now when when Kraga talks. Eek. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna... Because I feel... like that... I can't let that go. And I just go into a draconic rage.
Okay.
That's one action.
The only thing more infuriating than attacking you directly is attacking your friends, and you have survivor's guilt because the cloud didn't hit you. Is that what you're telling me?
I can still attack her from where I am, correct?
Door is closed. I didn't open the door. I just stuck my head through it.
Oh, okay. Then I will hold an action, or like a reaction. So if she comes through, I'll swing.
Okay. Yep. One action to rage, and then 2 actions to get mad at the door. Wait for the big swing. Sure. Cognual, back of the line. Incoming gas. Dwarven Fortitude for the win. What are you gonna do?
Let's go for an attempt for... Can I see this coming at me? I can see this coming?
What, the gas?
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of been there and done that. Like she spews it out, it hits you, crap. You know, whether it's burning your skin or you try not to inhale it, you make your fort save, so you do take damage, but it's not as bad as getting it right in the face like Tassie, and it's kind of over with. It's already dissipating.
I'm going
And
to
now
do
it's your
nothing.
turn. Okay. Did you want to move?
Nope. I'm
Okay.
quite happy right where I am.
All right. Did you want to ready any action to do something in case something else happens?
No, I'm already holding my spear.
All right. Which brings us to Tassie of the Melting Face. Poison gas.
Look around at my companions and say, we should go. And I'll walk in. So what do I got? I got 35 feet. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Down that hallway.
Okay. So you head to the north and then back the way you guys came out to the east.
Yep.
Okay.
And as soon as I get around the corner, I will place a hand on my chest and love myself.
Okay. You are targeted. Go nuts. And that's static. Yeah. Now you're a religious folk, and
I am.
your people are chasing an artifact. So what's the basis of your religion? Do you have a god or goddess to pray to, or is it just sort of
the goddess Revithra, the betrayed one?
All right. And how do you ask her to channel her positive energy into your nads so that you can touch yourself? You've got to.
That's a good question. It's probably a lot of hissy stuff because she's a snake god.
Yeah, I guess I can't argue with that. Well played. Sorry, GM, you don't speak the language.
But I'll work on that.
I'm currently driving around listening to the audiobook Fate of the Jedi, which, like, you got Luke Skywalker and Han Solo, and they're all like 60, and he's got a son. Anyway, they have these Jedi, and they're lizard people, and they refer to themselves as this one. And they're all doing your voice. They're all doing the Tassie voice. Like the guy, you know, right? This one thinks we should retreat, and this one, this, and it's like, holy shit, it's a whole bunch of Tassies in the Jedi Order. Yeah.
Yeah, we're everywhere.
You're everywhere.
Anyways, yeah, that's me.
Okay. Round 5. Dubsy. Not the right smoke. What do you do?
Oh man, that's nothing I want to inhale. Let's use 2 move actions to go back to that room with that what was that guy's name? Aller Rosk or something? So I'll go back to his chair and I'm going to attempt to hide.
Aller Rosk. That's actually, yeah, that's a good memory. I was going to call him Abercrombie. You run behind the chair and hide. Okay. Ghost-proof chair. Sure. Assuming you've got the movement and, you're out of eyesight. Kind of.
Yep.
And stealth in the tower. Kenro.
Yes, sir.
You're in luck. She does attack the party. She has a way to try, but like you said, your theory might be correct. It's sort of a last warning. She's trying to drive you off, Doesn't want you in the room, and I guess doesn't want you really near it.
Right in the middle of hearing her say leave with a mouthful of poison gas, so I'm going to take that leave as a clue, especially after Kraga running away from her last fight. I will follow my co-partner.
Sure.
Let's see
Kenro
here.
Kenro gets 50%. Callistra gets 49. 1% is split amongst the rest of the party. There you go. It's in the contract.
Yeah, I'll follow my party members here into the into these side rooms as well.
Okay.
It's
15, 30, 35, 40.
Would I see Dubsy here as well?
Sorry. He took off down the hallway, and there's 3 doors, and you're not really sure which one he went into.
I mean, if I came into the room here where he's in, I'd probably come down here knowing we've been in here before. And would I see Dubsy, or is he like hiding in the room?
He's actually hiding. He's got stealth check in there.
Okay.
But it's not perception versus
No. If I saw him there, I'd probably stop in this room and wait with him. Just so that we had like two of us rather than one of us getting stuck and hurt.
Okay. Would you say if you didn't notice him, you would just continue on through the room and out?
Probably, yeah. Probably continue on down there.
Okay.
Or, yeah, continue
15,
on and
20,
through the next door, and I'd wait at the end of
10,
this.
15, 20, 25.
I'd wait probably right on the other side of the door there for the rest of the party.
Okay.
Keep the door open.
That's 2 actions for where you are.
Okay.
Your third is your perception as you're running through the room, and it's your perception versus his actual character DC to see him.
Okay.
Or his stealth check versus yours, because he's the one hiding. So it would be either or. Let's say he's in the tower. So what is actually Kenro's basic character DC? That's something I always have trouble with. They have a base formula of like, everything that affects me is this. It's not a spell thing. You don't take your
I never
you and me.
find
It's
where
like,
that is. That's on the speed. I got my armor class. Total AC. Can never find. Oh, there it is. 19. Spell
Yeah, you
DC
don't
is
see-
19, and attack
No.
proficiency is 9. So
nothing in here but a green scaly chair.
yeah, I'll either go through the door then, I'll leave it open, and does that leave me no actions, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's everything.
A running seek, specific, then yeah, I'll say that's your third. Missed the old days when perception was free, but if you take any pointed action on the trip, we're going to say that's your second or third action. Which brings us back to the spirit, who actually can... Oh, that's cool. Alright. I'm doing cool shit in my room. Uh-huh. Can't tell you, no one sees or hears anything. And they go, yeah. Kraga, you wait. Both of the party backs off except for your hit for rivalry dwarf buddy, who stands at the ready with a spear. A long 6 seconds pass, even longer because your blood is boiling in rage. What do you do?
I will. Well, I can perceive that there's an enemy behind the door still, correct? Because like technically my rage ends when I can't perceive any enemies.
Oh, you believe she's there.
But like yeah, from like knowing.
Yeah, that wording of perception is like, who's left, everybody's down. You don't know there's a guy in the street, right? You left a room with an enemy in it, you know they're in that room. That tells me that you believe that, your perception, you believe she's still there.
Alrighty.
You never took Astral Plane 101. That speech was more for the clerics, so. She could jump you any minute, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll move away from the door. I'll stop
Okay.
waiting to attack and back up Tassie here.
Yep. Play
And then-
the withdrawing guard, as it were, still fuming. Sure.
Yep, that's me.
Okay. Cognal. Everyone has left the main hallway, leaving you alone in it. They're not far. They're just about 10, 15 away, going down the way we came in from the east to the north and to the east. What do you want to do, Cognal?
I will just follow them.
Okay.
Follow along my merry way.
Okay.
La, la, la.
Now, follow is in back of the line 10 feet, or follow along is in go through friendlies for free and get into the middle of the pack here?
No, I'll just follow along back of the line.
Okay. I'm guarding. No, I'm guarding. No, I'm guarding. You guys will leapfrog your way back to the door again if you're not careful. Round Tassie. Still round 5.
I accidentally minimized the window. Where are you? There we go. Sorry about that. Okay. I'll look over my shoulder to make sure everybody's coming. And again, let's go. This isn't a fight. We can win.
Okay.
And then continue along. down south through the door where I saw everybody else go. So
Yep.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, like double move.
Yeah, I could say ambush, pointedly warn, pointedly command party. We could call that action, sure.
That's me.
Round 6. Dubsy. You're hiding. Guys go right by you. You're hiding too well. Your party is like, just goes breezing. They pause in the room and scan it for enemies, friends, or foes, and just keep on trucking.
Dubsy starts to ponder. Do they not care that they don't know I'm here? I'm not with them? And then I continue to hide.
Okay. That's amazing, considering you just did that to yourself. They don't care about me. Continues to hide. All right. Kenro.
See my party starting to kind of come together with me here. I'll wait for everybody kind of in this room.
Okay, so you're waiting and you're watching the room, and one green arm of the couch comes up and starts contemplating. Because he doesn't make 19 on a second stealth roll. You see movement next to the chair.
Well, I'd probably check out. Wait a second. Dubsy. Holy man, you are a good hide. Didn't even see you the first time I came through the room. Are you going to come with us or wait for the rest and follow in the rear? And just kind of hold my actions and wait until everyone's through.
That's so good. Following the lead, Dubsy. And you run away as a head explodes as he tries to figure out what you actually mean. Following the lead. That's so good. That's a t-shirt right there. I love it. Coming around to the Incorporeal spirit. What else can I do? Oh, it's good too. I'm going to do that. Yeah. Yep. Kraga, you're up. Dwarf backs you up, gets right in front of you. Funny enough, you can just see over top of him, so it's okay. Still nothing emerges from the room. We don't hear any big noises coming out of the room into the hallway. Your party continues to withdraw.
Yep, I will follow along with Tassie.
Okay. And Cogno?
I'm just going to continue to follow along at the end.
Okay. Tassie? Now following in the lead?
Following in the lead, yes.
Yeah.
So I'll stop in this hallway.
Okay. End of round 6. End of round 6. And there's that proverbial 2 rounds of, you guys spent 12 seconds of detachment. There's that round 7, like another, the whole 20 seconds or 30 seconds go by and the rounds count, goes at a heartbeat. And no pursuit. No new enemies. And as far as you can tell, well, DM, be nice. I will take you guys out of battle. Yeah, you guys wait just for the battle music to stop. Keep backing off until it gets quiet, and then the battle music stops. You're good.
Yep.
There you go.
And then, turn and say to them, "We are not equipped for that fight. We could win if we had the proper tools."
And a good night's sleep.
Indeed. I too grow weary. Shall we rest somewhere?
Not sure if anywhere in this whole lighthouse is safe. We might want to make our ways above just to confirm we can.
Did we not just find a shortcut back out of here?
Yeah, you, Tassie, are actually very close to the elevator. It's like 25 feet away.
Sick.
Because the way you came in literally goes like a hallway, which is attached to her north wall. And she would watch you walk by through the wall at 10 feet, which, might provoke, right?
This is true.
Everyone onto the elevator of doom then?
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're all down for taking a bit of a break. Have our
Extended
own
nap.
delicious in dungeon moment.
That is such a good anime. I
It's
really
quite
liked.
good.
I really liked that anime. It was quite good.
Coming back.
And I gotta say, though,
and yogurt.
all right, you guys head on back up to level 2. Where are we here? Level 2. I don't see level 2. Oh no. There we are. And the elevator goes ding. Whoop. No, I just put Tassie in a wall. You guys are all doomed. Cogno. Tassie. Praga. And Kenro. And Dubsy. Whoop. Welcome back to level 2. All right. To the west, a giant big dead purple worm and the beam that again seems to be growing ever so slightly larger, which is the central heart hub of the tower itself, which is the lighthouse. And you guys know that the way out of here is actually where Dubsy is. You guys go up, you go east, and then you come down past your position and through. I'm assuming you guys want to go back up to the next level?
Somewhere safe.
What would you call safe?
What was up the next level from here again? Was that the...
That's the upstairs castle ruins.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'd say we'll talk with the party and we'll decide if we want to stay like camping out at the Gauntlet or go back to town and refresh. I'm not sure what everyone wants to do. Don't know if we have the tools to even camp outside here, do we?
I mean, it's not that far away, the town. But if you guys want to slum it in the swamp with me, that's cool too. I'll teach you about eating bugs and sleeping under the stars.
Let's go back to Dubsy's house. That's awesome. I love that. Yeah.
Eating bugs, Dubsy? I prefer the pleasures of town better than that, I think.
Some
each their own.
insects are succulent. Aren't they, Snack?
See, he gets it.
As long as you're eating the bugs that are already in his stomach, Tassie.
Oh no, those ones aren't juicy anymore. I've eaten them. You gotta get the crunch, get that splatter.
He just looks confused.
Torn between the Callistra Kenro dogma of never turning down hospitality and leading the snake culture right to snack culture. You're like, you really want to take Tassie to your homeland, dude? To the buffet, you know what I'm saying? Do we really want that to happen on your watch? No.
Fair. That's fair.
All right. Trucking it back to town. No problem. I believe you guys do have your sort of free stone bed and bread and water, staple at the archive/temple of Sarenrae. Because you guys, chopped up all our ancestors when they went for a walk way back at second level. Good times.
And we have a convert, Mr. Kraga, converted to the Sarenrae Temple recently.
He's on his way. He's on his way. I think Craig, Spiegler, you were kind of like, you're trying to be one of the flock as opposed to like taking on any kind of new archetype right now, right? You're still being all you can be in the world of Dragon Blood. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, not very priestly.
Not very well. You get the surgeon thing down. Stab, sew, rinse, repeat.
Yeah. Get scars. Make sure you got good shows after.
What better way to know how to kill somebody than know how to fix them first? You know where all the bits are.
Yeah. So, if I were to give a little ping on our map here, this new map that I've conjured actually shows in the top left corner the fog fen and a miniature complete with island, gauntlet keep. It's, a mile away. You just through the swamp and then through the dark forest, past the druid, through past the stone ring pond at the top of the hill. If you go right, it's Graveyard of Fun. If you go left, the hill cliff winds all the way down back into town. Or you just jump off the cliff and hopefully land near the jump off the graveyard and land near the archive.
Just feather fall down.
Yeah, see you guys down there. Whee! So, you guys going to take a tavern? Do we have any money? Or are we actually just going to get the free room and board at the archive and check in with Brother Green and heal up and get an evening's worth of heals and force points? Focus points. Sorry.
I'd like to take maybe Kraga with me. Remember we had that guy in town we were trying to talk to about doing stuff for us and kind of making a deal to go down and grab things and we'd come back and he'd give us a discount or something.
Oh, the
I
art
think
dealer?
that was-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember the art dealer? Yeah, him. Because we have this
Great.
tattooed flesh from Rosk that I'd like to kind of get him to look at to see if he can tell us anything about it.
Oh,
if it's
yeah.
actually a healing item or if it's just because they ate flesh that they healed up.
Okay. He takes it. It's not what he asked for. It's not artwork or whatever. But when you put the sort of arcane argument of the art of the tattoo versus what you know from religion of eating, he's actually intrigued and asks, leave it with him.
Okay.
He'll have an answer for you like next time. Yeah.
Next time I remember he exists.
Yeah. That's funny. You imagine if you actually have to consciously think about the NPCs for them to go about their day. I've been in limbo for 6 hours, for 3 days, man. I didn't get anything done. What? Forgot all about me. Dare you?
It's like the people who play Grand Theft Auto 5 and just play an NPC. They just go about their day, work in a store, don't play the game, just be an NPC.
Yeah, I love the movie. What was it? The guy in the blue shirt. Ryan Reynolds plays the bank NPC.
Yep.
So good. So let's talk about your inventory.
I have a broken rapier in my inventory.
Do you?
I don't imagine it's going to do us any good.
I am also holding on to a +1 low-grade silver hatchet.
I have a clockwork gemstone and a bottle of midnight blue liquid.
You guys want to spend a little cash or huddle up and try to get a couple things ID'd that you weren't sure about or appraised?
Any thoughts, gentlemen?
Sorry, what? Was it Morlabint that I was talking with?
Yeah, it was. Actually, before we go off on that next morning type of tangent, you guys have the formula handy. It's your con plus a night plus a hit point. You get back a day.
I just realized, just before I forget, I also realized I have a book called Morlabint's Book on Tattoos. This is one of the books. So I have the tattooed flesh and I have a book called Morlabint's Book on Tattoos. So can I give him both of those things or is that his book? Yeah, in my inventory. I don't know where I got it from, but it's called Morlabint's Books on Tattoos.
Tattooed flesh from Alll Rusk.
Yeah, didn't we
Morlabint
take it from that
books.
room too?
What's that, sorry?
Didn't we take it from that room as well?
Let me just double check that you guys, that I might have stuck that name in there so you remember who to take it to,
Maybe.
right? As opposed to oh, I've been looking for this. Oh yeah, thanks, man. Gotta double check that. While I'm looking that up, let's have the good old formula for overnight resting healing hit point regeneration. It's something times your con. Your level times your con?
Con modifier times your level.
So you guys are level 3. So Dubsy had no wounds recently. He's good. Kenro had 2 hit points. So you can just sleep and set yourself to 0, right?
How many do you get back? Would it be your con modifier, like the bonus, or just your con
Yeah.
number? So 10,
Yeah.
10 times 3?
No, like what is if you have a con of 10, that's a modifier of 0, you get 3
Yeah.
hit points back because that's your level.
Oh, okay. But you forgot to give me the 7 damage for the whatchamacallit, the poison breath.
I asked you
That
guys
should-
to do that yourself, lazy. All right, there it is.
That,
Plus the 2 you had, so that's 9.
9, there we
All
go.
right, so your con is 10, so you get 3 off, you have 6.
Yeah, and I'd
Right.
probably do a medicine
Now-
check on myself and try.
I was going to say, before you go to bed, if you want to stitch yourself up a bit and set that, so that you're good, you can do that, sure.
Yeah, and over dinner, I will lay hands and refocus. I could
Okay.
just need to take 10 minutes. Who's missing what? How many people are hurting?
You all have under 6. It's easy peasy, except for Kraga, who has like 31 wounds and needs some serious attention
Well,
right,
because he's doing his job.
I would be more than willing to lay hands on.
if we're at the temple, then I would be there as well to help.
I'm trained in medicine. I have no problem.
We'll lick each other's wounds.
Yep. All the acolytes are watching you guys manhandle each other and talk about excited consent. 12. Fail.
Forget to try
Cognitive,
again.
you're off. You're in an hour. Sure.
Oh, what?
Anybody else? Yeah, you can't treat the same patient twice, or not even
I
the
know.
same wound twice. Yeah.
I'll
Anybody
try
else?
I'm gonna.
What kind of magic we want to throw at Kraga?
It's just gonna be a regular medicine check. No magic on him.
I can lay
I'll get
hands.
my magic back.
I can
Yeah,
lay
let's
hands
have
for
it.
12 hit points a hand, and then refocus for 10 minutes. So I could.
Oh, so you could chip them. You could chip away in over an hour, and
Yep.
okay. It's funny you say lick your wounds because as you're hissing to your goddess, like the constant hissing in his ear, right?
Can you target Kraga for me there, Jeff?
Yep. Where are you there? 22. Success.
Well, I did that. Okay. Do I have to roll dice to see how many he gets back, or is he just already back to
Sure,
full?
sure. Well, you went to the trouble. Let's see how well you're doing. Can't let Tassie have all the fun.
It's just 2d8.
Yeah.
5.
There you go. Yay, we're helping. Sure. Been a long day. Now you guys, by the time you guys get through the hour or so to get home, and then the hour of stitching each other up, you guys are probably exhausted. Collapse on your stone, uncomfortable beds. Cogno loves this. Being a dwarf, it's all good. Kraga's probably used to sleeping outside. Dubsy, I don't know. Are you used to luxury, Kenro? Or are you leaning on the Callistra hard lifestyle and you can sleep anywhere?
Nah, sleep anywhere. I'd be probably at the temple, but I wouldn't be in luxury. It'd be kind of with the common folk and everyone else around there. It was kind of taking refuge.
Tassie, being a reptile, can't get comfy, and the second some sun comes in the window, he falls right asleep. Warms the rock up, and he's out cold.
I just curl up in front of the fire,
Yeah, there you go.
coil up.
Everybody thinks you're some kind of rug or trophy or something because you're new. What the hell is it? Oh, sorry. Is that rug wearing armor? Just looking at you. All right. Rug with a backpack. No, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't step on you. The next morning, luckily we're adventurers and only need 4 hours, with the barely 6 hours of sleep. The the sounds of the cathedral wake you. Morning prayers to Siren Ray. Wake up and enjoy your day. They just have acolytes walking around, sticking their head in your dorm room going, get up. Free room and board for heroes, and chores, and pamphlet, and morning prayers. At dawn, they drag you guys half asleep into their main assembly hall. And as the sun breaches their strategically positioned stained glass windows, Can I have a religion check from those that are trained?
Open or tower?
In the tower.
That's a lot of us.
Dubsy's trained in religion. So
you're making this sound stereotypical.
No, and so's Cognul and Kenro. So Kraga and Tassie, you are enjoying a very sleepy yet somewhat quasi-interesting sermon on Saren Ray's relationship to other gods and goddesses, allies, those of aligned faith, and the acknowledgement of other faiths, no matter how obscure. Cognul, Kenro, and Dubsy see through this for what it is. They are trying to make their own acolytes a little bit more comfortable, since you guys all embrace other faiths. And also, there's always that soft sell of Saren Ray's so good, 50% off all your wares if you convert today kind of thing. Still pulling you guys into the fold, even if it's the slow sell, Saren Ray is buddies with your religion and your religion and your religion, and you're welcome here. There's just that long. There's no hard lining this morning about we're better than you. Too smart for that. Acolytes shaking you guys awake, falling asleep during the sermon, maybe, and the smell of oiled flatbreads, basic berry juices, and pure, clean, fresh spring water that deer don't even piss in, fresh from the river, is a breakfast that you guys heartily enjoy. And sitting around said table, what are our plans for the day? Obviously, Kenro wants to go see Morlibin. Cognul's talking about his stuff as he starts pulling it out on the table. What do you think of this? What do you think of this? Where should I take this? Where are we going from there?
Shopping spree.
I would
There's
probably
your montage.
also tell everybody, I think Ken would tell everybody that before the ghost came, I did try to detect magic in that room, and there was quite a few magical items in there. So if we are going to go back, we should make that a target, because it is a place where we can find a bunch of stuff. Possibly. But I would let the party know, because I don't think I had a chance to tell them that yet.
Ye will need enchanted weapons. Specific. For slaying apparitions.
Is silver good for apparitions, Tassie? I'm not quite up to date on that.
Anthropes fear it. There are other creatures.
Okay, so silver not against ghosts. Got it. What would you recommend then? What kind of special weapon? Specific
Ghosts
that I would look for.
touch enchanted weapons. They are expensive. However, less expensive items we could use to destroy them. Holy water acquired
We're in a chapel.
at a shrine. And then I hold my hands out like...
We both kind of do the same thing at the same time, too. I gotcha. Well, let's continue with the day, speak with the party, and we'll figure out what we can do to take down that ghost bitch. I had a feeling she might have wanted to talk before Kraga jumped in there.
If we seek to plunder her items, we would have to slay her anyways.
I'm not one to say no to a little revenge.
Yes. Let's get that bit.
Now we're talking the same language.
Do you guys want to confer any items, knowledge, or strategies with the brethren here? Or use your own knowledges?
Well, I think maybe
knowledge, religion would and arcane and occult would all back these theories to some degree, or debunk them if your guys have gone left instead of right.
There are things we can do to ghosts. I don't know how expensive ghost touch weapons are. To be honest, I've never really looked into that in 2nd edition.
Are they consensual
you're
ghost touch weapons?
Sorry?
Are they consensual ghost touched weapons?
That's important to Callistra.
Yeah, you did a big foam finger Casper hand that you just put on the end of your sword and like bop her with it. Well, the funny thing about being an archive is you guys can actually do research, and we can make research rolls, and you guys can actually get some seriously specific knowledge. Or you can bug your local priest as you wring out every last drop of whatever favor somebody might owe you, or your own training, knowledge religions, with really good in the tower recall knowledge could, as you guys are eating your breakfast, debate with each other about what you guys are talking about, what would work, what wouldn't work. Do we have tools we didn't know about?
I'm gonna
potion.
I'm gonna roll a lore knowledge check and see if I can't find anything that can in Otari that could help defend against spectral enemies.
Okay.
Maybe there's a magical item rumored to be somewhere in the Gauntlet ruins or something that I can look some knowledge up for.
What level is this settlement? Because it might not even be available here.
Kraga, nothing comes to mind. The lore of Otari is about when Bellicrata and the heroes of Otari, it was a flesh on flesh mage versus hero battle. The whole ghost thing and haunting is our generation, and it's kind of happening now. So it's not like, oh, this place has been haunted for years. It is, she died, it might be haunted, witchy woo, there were lights a long time ago, and now they've come back on. Ooh, the witchy woo might be right. But it's not an item so much as the site of the gauntlet is in the lore, and that's the only thing that your brain relates to ghostly things. But
I was just wondering maybe if one of those heroes had like a piece of equipment like armor or shield or something that has like special defense.
Not that you've heard about with your current role.
Okay.
If it was something very, very specific, you'd be looking for like a 25.
Okay.
Like the DC would not be easy, and that's either to like, even if you got like 27 or 30, it would be like, no, she still. Did I roll low or did I roll so high I just absolutely know that nothing comes to mind? That's the fun part about tower rolls.
Yeah. I like that.
But I do really like the fact that Matt, the player, and Kraga has found something that he knows, and he's trying to work a solution out of that lore.
Especially since like I took such a heavy hit from her, I'm like, I need something. If I'm gonna go back there, I need something that can help protect me.
Yeah. No, that's cool. You're on the right track there. Anyway, did you guys want to care for a round of hitting the books and waste a day or three on that kind of thing, or perhaps your own recall knowledges? Because as per standard Pathfinder rules, whatever level the party is, the adventure is allowed to bring out a single, if not a group of monsters that can coalesce as a threat of level 5. They can go 2 levels above yours and still be a legal threat. They're usually the party killers, right? You're fighting a 5th level creature or a bunch of low level creatures that as one encounter are considered a 5th level encounter to counter your 3rd level party, and it becomes challenging, right? and we just ran into it. Or one of them, right? So regroup, rethink, reheal,
Yeah.
all good,
Even if we were like an overmatched for the level encounter, these things like the incorporeal creatures suck, and we are not set up at all to deal with one.
So what are your actual knowledge religion training bonuses, Kenro? Guys, like what kind of plus do you guys actually have in knowledge religion? Is this outside your wheelhouse or?
Religion, I have a +9.
I'm +6.
Drew? Corey?
+7.
A 7.
Yeah. I'd
The
say
least
you guys would
religious
have
out
to.
of all of you.
Yeah, you guys would have to roll pretty high on a d20 to like figure out what you want to know, but it's not totally outside your wheelhouse. And again, it's time or money, right? Do you guys want to waste time or, hey, there's an archive here, spend time, that kind of thing. After witnessing the beam that we know nuked the graveyard and your theories about it growing and possibly ideas of it fueling the lighthouse, suddenly time becomes a finite resource to you guys.
Oh yeah, there's that.
Yeah. Anyway, if you guys want to do a round in the tower again, sure.
Yeah. Spend a day, and maybe divide and conquer. Send some of the more bookly folk to look stuff up, and the more bartery folk to the shops to sell stuff and try and find.
Yep. No, before you guys dig your heels in, you can get away with this set of tower rolls just around breakfast. This is you guys shooting theories and continuing the role-playing discussion that you had started.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Okay. Kenro, you know that your actual positive energy spells will affect her directly. No resistances.
Okay.
She doesn't have vulnerability to them or any weakness, but it's a straight 1-for-1 punch. You start dumping positive energy spells or any positive energy effect on her, and she will feel it.
Perfect.
So you guys do technically have weapons. That means like Cognul's Divine Lance might be somewhat effective. All your bursting and healing and stuff, right? Of course, you got to get in close. That's the danger, right? The rest of you guys, your tower rolls are coming up not really any better than what you'd already discussed. Silver, though, is more of a Fey demon thing. However, the +1 magic on your weapons, you guys know that that's how it's almost getting through. Right? There's a huge, huge debuff on said damage coming in. But, you guys were getting 1 point for every 11 dealt. Cognu will prove that theory. That's harsh. Hey. Kraga goes in there and does 30 points of damage. Yeah, it's more like, 20.
I feel like Cognul's Divine Lance would probably be effective.
Sorry, I shouldn't say that. It's not 1 for every 10. It's getting past the first 10 to do any decent damage. So 30 would get you 20. 11 only gets you 1. And yes, you're absolutely right, Kraga. Of the hockey game or video game or whatever you're doing, because I literally just said that. Dude spent the whole game with his head at a 90-degree angle, so I know he's watching something.
I'm not even, I'm barely paying attention.
I know, because I literally just mentioned his lance. And then you're like, aha, the lance will say, yes, Kraga, good for you. No English accent, the old Krag is back. Boom. But to your credit, buddy, you're still coming up with the golden ideas, without me spoon feeding it.
Yeah, no,
there are ghost touch weapons.
Yep.
There is also an item called a Ghostbane Fulu, which is a talisman that you slap onto a weapon and activate it. That gives you temporary Ghostbane, like a one-off.
How much is that?
Consumable. It's 40 gold.
That's 400 silver pieces.
Yeah.
And for like one strike?
To get a no, it's for one encounter.
Oh, okay.
To get a ghost touch weapon, it's 75 gold.
Okay.
Just ghost touch.
All right. So you guys spread out. You talk to Morla a bit. If you guys have any books or art or whatever, you might be able to pawn it off on him. Check your inventories, anything artistic, anything, that kind of thing. Cognul, if it's a gem, he is knowledgeable enough to either to point you to an actual smith or can give you like a roundabout idea of its basic worth if you want. Did anybody else have anything very specific in the way of broken gear or just valuable gear that you go, like, I don't want to use this, get rid of it, sell it off or whatever? Because you guys do have Kraga's connection to the blacksmith where you can buy stuff cheaper or sell stuff cheaper.
Yeah, I think he's like the quartermaster or something like that.
Yeah, you can get deals there.
Yeah, my backstory is like I was doing Kino Loy is his name. I was doing like, side jobs for him and collecting debts and stuff. Big orc, does that sort of thing. Oh yeah, and there's a werewolf that killed his wife that I'm supposed to be looking for.
Well, maybe the werewolf is down in Gauntlet. That's what you're hoping. You want to take some time off and head in the woods and try your luck? Yeah, puppy.
Just take off. No.
All right.
Mesmerizing opal I can sell.
Yeah, and I was just carrying that axe. I don't know if we want to sell it or see if we can maybe trade it for a ghost touch weapon.
So if you guys look at the top right of Fantasy Grounds, you'll see the swords for your combat tracker. There's the triple head for party sheet. Pull up your party sheet. All right. And then pull up your character sheet with inventory, and you can drag using the piezo symbol, not the actual gear, but the actual buttons that are beside them. Click and drag that item into the party sheet, and this would be the sort of, this is what we're putting on the table to sell. Right?
Yeah, I think I'm out of things.
Okay.
Unless, I guess I could sell the silver sword cane. I'm not going to use that.
I'm not showing on the party sheet.
You're not on there?
No, I see Dubsy.
Oh, sorry. Hang on.
That's a while ago.
There you go.
Thanks.
Gonna get rid of Kregar. Who are we missing? Oh, we need Tassie on this sheet as well. Okay. So on the party sheet, there's the tabs up the side, main skills. You want the inventory tab in the middle, and this is where we're buying and selling, and it also talks about a whole bunch of lucrative stuff, right? Dubsy, your mesmerizing opal. You affix it to your armor. It would cost you 7 gold to buy, which means you would get 350 for it, 350 silver, or 3.5 gold if you sold it. You attempt a deception check to feint, but you haven't rolled it yet. And the silver-bound opal pendant is a fire with iridescence. When you activate it, the outcome of you triggering a deception check is a critical failure. You get a failure instead. Or if the outcome is a success, you get a critical success instead. So when you're doing feint maneuvers to get your flat-footed, make a guy flat-footed without feinting, make him off guard, it really depends on your combat style. I'm assuming you're offering this up just to get some quick cash because you don't really do that a lot.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever done feints, and
Okay.
I probably won't, because I think it's based off of charisma, if I remember right, and I've got nothing.
Are you guys sure you want to give up? Sure, it's only a D6 weapon, but a +1 low-grade silver hatchet. Yes, it's worth 79 gold to buy, which would get you 36 gold in cash, 360 silver, but it's an agile weapon, which means the penalties aren't as much when you attack second, three. It's a sweeping weapon. It's a throwing weapon. It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of weapon for you guys to sell off. but that's why you would get a lot of money for it. Shining silver bullets, 3 gold each. They these are like sling bullets, not Spiegler getting all excited there. These are not outlaws. They're not tracer bullets, they're, sling bullets, sure. The low grade silver sword cane. Oh, you were on your way to an English accent there, Friday. You want to give up the
That
gentleman's
would've been-
yeah. Agile, concealable, finesse weapon. 44 gold gets you 22. Piercing silver weapon. However, this is not a magical weapon. It's just low-grade silver, which is still effective against certain demons and fae or whatever. The clockwork gemstone. It's a stone that has a significant value in making some kind of clockwork construct. Its street value of 5 gold to purchase gets you 250 silver. Yeah. You could outfit an entire adventurer, top to bottom, first level dude with 1 gem. So it's, you shouldn't sneeze at this idea. But because it's like not a rare, but it's an uncommon component that came out of a clockwork construct that a construct builder would go, cool. Not that they paid more for it. Technically on itself, it is just a gem. The elixir cognule you carry. Morla Blint will do you guys a solid and ID it for you. And it's actually dark vision. If you guys ever wanted to give, lights off and give your human Kenro a leg up in the dark, have them quaff this. A lot of times you guys went, you know what? The human can't see, and you would change your tactics because he's a glow rod. Maybe you wouldn't have to change whatever sneaky dark tactics, assuming we'll pull off stealth or just want to advertise where we are, because dark vision for everyone, humans included.
I think worth keeping.
Yeah?
I believe so.
Okay. So instead of...
In our
you
humans.
want to give it to the human?
Yep.
All right. There you go, Kenro.
What was it there?
The dark vision elixir,
Well,
which is worth 6 gold, which now, of course, the dwarf will charge you full price. He wants you to have it and carry it in case you guys are in an emergency where, we don't need light, we need you to see, right?
makes sense. I
Now,
have.
can you snatch it off of there? You should be able to also drag stuff off of said party
Right.
sheet right onto your inventory as you guys are trading around. There you go.
Yep, that worked. I think. Did it work?
Yeah. And now
There
you
it
were
goes.
saying?
Now I have a skeptic's elixir here
Mm-hmm.
that your mind allows you to see through lies and falsehoods, and you gain a +2 item bonus to perception checks and perception DCs to notice falsehoods, whether they're spoken or written. You gain the same bonus to will saves for 10 minutes. It's for 10 minutes for the whole thing. Do you think we could use that, or should I sell it? Because the value is 50 gold pieces, so it's...
Sell it.
Now, why would we put one of those in a dungeon? It's not like we always talk to the monsters and they try to lie. Oh, wait a minute. Right. We're always trying to talk to the talky monsters. 25 gold, another 50, or a little +2. You also get, you get will saving throws too. That's handy.
+2 to will saves, yeah.
Yeah, it's,
But only for 10 minutes, so...
yeah. That's up to you guys.
Well, it's on the sheet, and if we want it, we can take it back. If not, let's sell it.
Oh, I'm about to press my magical button and it just liquidates this whole list and you get your 50% and goes right into your cash. It's great. Then we start buying things. Now, despite the money you guys have on you, it talks about a little bit of floating cash of 13 gold, 8 silver, and 20 copper, which I don't think is part of everyone's personal money.
Mm-mm.
Anyway, sound good? You guys are ready to liquidate? No one is overly attached?
Fine
Nope.
by me.
Okay.
I think we're good.
Okay.
I kept the necklace of fireballs, don't worry.
Last chance to keep the hatchet. Just saying.
How much is that hatchet worth?
79 to buy, but only gets us 36 gold, which is 360 silver. This is why Matt's giving it up. And it's not his thing. But dungeons do tend to give up, hey, you get this weapon because this is the theme of the dungeon. Right? Do you use it later? Or it's just like, yes, everything in the dungeon was immune, but they all carry these silver weapons because they hated demons or something. That's usually the way it goes, right? It's either themed to the dungeon and like, okay, in my next life or dungeon, this will be great, and I got this at the low grade silver demon dungeon of this, or it literally is planted that it might come in handy later.
Interesting.
Always buy it back.
Yeah, no, interesting thought, because I can wield that without any problem. I am assuming, anyway, considering I am a dwarven monk, I should be able to throw that.
It's got a range increment of 10. Not great, but is a hatchet part of your monk weapons? Can you actually do the awesome damage and stuff with said monk weapon? Get the flurry of blows and all that stuff?
I don't know for sure.
I think second edition monks are less restrictive than first edition were, because you couldn't wield anything with a blade in first edition.
It's a simple weapon, I know that. I think that's why they made a simple weapon the magical silver uber weapon, so that anyone can use it as opposed to a very specific...
It is a martial weapon.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought hatchets were simple weapons because they were like a tool. So it's like an axe. They're just saying, by the way, it's a hatchet, so you can throw it and you can... Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there's kudos for like, you know what? Why change your gear when you got a theme going yourself? Right? And then there's the whole organic, like, ooh, I'm going to get these feats and these things because I have this gear now, and, I didn't have shield proficiency, but now I got this awesome shield, and, this is the best part about, one of the most fun parts I find about D&D is, as the party gets loot, they go, cool! And yeah, they sell a lot of it, but something's like, this is so cool. Like, think of the champion we got Doug playing Age of Ashes. He used to carry a shield, and ever since you guys took that spined shield off the black serpentine dragon thing, he loves that thing. Shooting spikes and using it to take the damage, and so, it's just become part of his character, right? Anyway, so if you guys are happy with everything that's on here, 1 low-grade hatchet, 1 broken rapier, clockwork gemstone, low-grade silver cane, mesmerizing opal, 3 shining bullets, partridge in a pear tree, and a Skepter's elixir moderate. I will push the button, and you guys have spent your day shopping and bartering. Kraga, on your background specifically, where it mentions your buddy, does it talk about... I know you can purchase things cheaper. Can you sell stuff at a bonus with this guy?
It doesn't say anything about that. I think that's up to you.
Okay, how about this? You guys, like, a lot of this stuff is like gems and weapons, so he would buy all of it. You know what I mean? Sorry, were you saying Cogno?
Yeah, sorry. We actually have 4 shining sling bullets. I found one in my inventory.
Okay, cool.
Let's have a how can it hurt?
Yeah. Well, he's your guy, Kraga. You give me a little bit of role play and toss me some diplomacy in the tower and see if you can't talk him into buying elixirs, which aren't even in his menu or venue. Or leave that separate, and see if you can't get a little 5-10% or something on it. Don't you owe him money? Didn't you get, like, re-gear? Didn't we, like, completely strip you down, give you a whole bunch of new gear, and off you went? You're renting it, and the clock's ticking on that, didn't we? Don't we need to clear that debt up first, or did we actually come around to that?
I think I found my weapons and gave him his stuff back.
Yeah. We managed to find Kraga's stuff, I think.
All right. Okay.
Oh, Lino. It's been a while, mate. We've been trudging around down in the Cupellai ruins, and it's been really rough. but we brought back enough loot here. I feel like you could make a pretty penny on it. What do you say about this elixir?
Back, doppelganger! Oh, you might look like Cognual, my friend, but you don't sound like him. Very close. You almost oh. All right, never mind. He says, looking at your scars. I know you. All right, you're fine.
Have you seen many other orcs in this town? I'm pretty sure I'm around you.
It's highly, I've been here and hanging out with Brother Green in the temple, getting all educated and fancy. Well, don't forget who your real friends are. Like me. So what can I do for you today? Can I introduce you to a new axe for your dwarven friend there? Or maybe a club? Check this out. And there's like a wooden stand, right? Little curtains, and he opens them. Ta-da! And there's this like beautiful ornate club. You know, it literally is just a fat Flintstone club, but the inlays and the silver and gold bands, and like they fancied up a baseball bat, is just sinfully decadent. What do you think of this beauty, eh? Huh?
I'm just like anime style eyes, like go wide with stars.
I've been saving up a savings, me and the wife, for 30 years, and I spent it on this. And I told her it's an investment that when we do finally retire, we could retire the minute I sell this club, because it's such a deal. She left me, obviously, but if I could get you to buy this, triple my savings, and maybe get my wife back. What do you say?
Maybe someday, but not now. That's probably a little out of my price range. Besides, it's the companions I got here that really need the stuff.
Oh, okay. Oh, new customers. Awesome. Hey, anyway, he gives you guys a once over and starts pointing out gouges and rips and claw marks in your gear. I could fix that armor for you. I could do this, blah, 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 blah. Leave me all your stuff.
I tap Kilino on the shoulder. I'm like, step over here for a sec. All right, man, I gotta be real with you here. This town, I don't think it has a lot of time left if we don't get our deeds done down there. And we could really use your help. Maybe, a copper here, a copper there off of stuff we're trying to buy. Maybe a little more than that.
I love this. So, Kraga, Cognual, and Kenro. And my curse has finally caught up with Spiegler. I don't know who Kenro is, but he's all in. This new NPC you invented because there's too many bloody K names in your party. He's all in, man. Look, the wife left, and I'm kind of strapped for cash. Looking at the tower roll, he's like, I can give you. I'll tell you what, I could, instead of charging you for fixing everyone's gear and sharpening all their weapons and basic maintenance that really is ignored in too many games as far as I'm concerned, for one of your items, I'll let you trade your valuable item as cost paid to me to buff and out all those claw marks and fix your gear so it doesn't fall apart next time you hit level whatever. But I could really only maybe give you 3%, 2% on top of,
No, I understand, and any bit helps. Thanks, man. That's good.
All right. So he'll take the clockwork gemstone and the actually, do we actually have a line in the new rules about actual gear maintenance or the cost of repair or that kind of thing? Do they have any of that stuff? Have they gotten into any of that yet?
Andrew's on it.
Oh, okay.
I could see the investigative look on his face.
Well, I try to come about this organically, but it's you know what? I'm about to rip you guys off if there's no rules for this. It's now I feel like I'm just picking on Spiegler. Watch a hockey game during my podcast, will ya? I'll teach you. It's not even Troy this time. Troy's smart. He puts the hockey game in front of the game, there, so you don't know. You have no idea. He's looking right at you in the camera, He puts the camera on the hockey game monitor. He's smart, man. This 90-degree head turn stuff, it's giving you away. All right.
We see stuff for damaged. So if it's an actually damaged thing, kind of like the shield. You absorb.
Yeah, the broken
information.
and okay.
Yeah, so then you can repair it and give it hit points back.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, you ever seen Roman armor? It's just like the shin pad greaves and the skirt and the chest plate. There's lots of flesh and golden skin sticking out, right? So you guys get wounded, you get hit in the flesh. If you don't get wounded, it gets deflected and bounced off your armor, and there's some scratches. And if you sacrifice your shield, smash, oi. So yeah, from what you're telling me, it's probably no.
I fight naked.
However,
I wear nothing but a loincloth. My scales are my armor. I just grow new ones. It takes some time.
Yeah, he starts poking at you going, this is amazing skin tight, scale armor you got
The
on here, buddy.
linkage. Incredible.
Full face helmet, has no idea that's snake dude. It's so racist. All right. Right. So, cause I'm your friend and, Spiegler's a sucker, I'll take the gem and then, well, what? I mean, hit the magic button. Pow. That's giving you guys a total after everything else here, right? 3 for this, 39 for that, 6 for that, 22, 2, throws it on your sheet, 110 gold, 9 silver, 20 copper.
That is enough to afford 1 ghost touch weapon.
And we will see you all next time.